Happy Hanukkah, everyone! Welcome to my channel. My name is Carla, and you have reached my channel, Carla being Crafty. And tonight we are celebrating the 8th and final night of Hanukkah together. So I want to thank you all so much for joining me, and for those of you who have been joining me all along, all week. This Hanukkah has been really special for me, and I'm so glad that I was able to share it with you guys. I don't know, let me know if you think that this is something I should do again next year. I have some ideas of things that I would like to do to, I don't know, maybe make things a little bit different. I kind of want to get another menorah, maybe a different style, so you guys could see what a different menorah would look like. I kind of want to get oil cups for one of my menorahs, so we can try doing that. I've done it before with other people's menorahs, but I've never used oil cups for myself, so I thought that might be kind of a cool thing to do. But let me know if you have any ideas or anything that you would like me to talk about that I didn't talk about this year. And we'll see. I mean, I have a whole year to plan, right? A whole year to get stuff to give away, and to get some ideas of other things to talk about. I don't know, maybe next year I could do a latke making demo or something. Who knows? There's a whole year for me to plan that kind of stuff. So as I said, it is the 8th night of Hanukkah tonight. Our menorahs are full. They're going to be particularly blazing and glorious once we light them. I'm a little sad that Hanukkah's over tonight, but I have been looking forward to seeing the menorah so pretty. I have to say, just as kind of like an update from last night, everybody who commented very kindly did comment on how long Baggy was scratching around in his litter box last night. I realized that he was doing it, but you know, you kind of like, as a mom, you kind of tune it out, and I didn't realize until I watched the playback just how long he was scratching around in there. But you know, was it W.C. Fields? He said never work with children or animals. They will draw focus every time. And so that's what he did. And he may do it again tonight. I have no idea. He's already been yapping at me a little bit. I fed him, so he shouldn't be yelling at me for that, but you know, you never know what he needs to talk to me about. I gave him, you saw, I think during the video, I gave him one of those little taco toys. He loved it. In fact, I don't know what he did with the taco. It's missing now. It must be under a piece of furniture or something. So I gave him another toy. He loved that one as well. I did post a picture or a series of pictures on Instagram. They're not really great pictures because he was like rolling around and moving around and so like enjoying playing with those things that was really hard to get pictures that looked like anything more than a black blur with a colored thing on it. But he just loved them. So I have to say thank you again to Stacie Hall. She's the one who had those sent. And actually I also wanted to show you, I got another card from Stacie today. And she got me a Love Pop card, the Happy Hanukkah. And it's a Love Pop, which I love these things. So that, I think, is going to stay as a decoration for years to come. So that was also from Stacie. So thank you again, Stacie. And Baggy loves you. And he just loves those toys. So I just have to say thank you. Okay. So tonight's Hanukkah trivia. I decided to talk on this last night a little bit about Hanukkah in pop culture as one part of it, and then a little bit about music. So first at the pop culture, you know, as kind of we've been talking about over the course of these last couple days, sorry, I just got a pop-up on my phone. It was distracting me there. Hanukkah hasn't been that much in the like public eye until fairly recently, till in my lifetime. So there hasn't been a lot in pop culture about Hanukkah until fairly recently. We have Adam Sandler's Hanukkah song, which I think the original one came out, gosh, I want to say in the early 2000s. There's been actually 4 versions that he's done, and I think the last one was in 2015. Those songs are a hoot, and I think every Jewish kid kind of is related to it a little bit, where, you know, you want to know the people that are Jewish. And those songs are fairly accurate. They're not 100% accurate, but they are fairly accurate as to who is Jewish. Not everybody on the list that he has listed is actually a practicing Jew, and some of them like have, you know, a parent or grandparent or something, so they're not, you know, they're not like totally, they don't consider themselves to be Jewish, but for the most part, those are correct. There is a Rugrats Hanukkah special, which I've never seen. The Rugrats were a little bit after my childhood, but apparently there was a Hanukkah special done with the Rugrats. And there was a Hanukkah movie based off of Adam Sandler's song called 8 Crazy Nights. I've never seen that either. Let's see, what else? The Hanukkah Armadillo. Anybody who's watched Friends, and I know that a huge lot of people in the stitching community love Friends, and so if you are a Friends aficionado, you know about the holiday armadillo. And I gotta say, as someone who is Jewish, it's always bugged me just a tiny little bit that on shows like that, there can never be anybody who just celebrates Hanukkah. You know, it always has to be like, oh, you know, I celebrate Hanukkah too. You know, Monica and Ross were brother and sister, yet Monica was the one who was completely decorating for Christmas. I know they were supposed to be half Jewish, but you know, even Ross, I mean, he still decorated for Christmas too, and kind of had the Hanukkah thing as an aside that he wanted his son to learn about. So again, it's like, what's wrong with actually just being Jewish, just celebrating Hanukkah? Hanukkah Harry on SNL, you guys may remember him. When Santa was sick, Hanukkah Harry took over and delivered presents to Santa's kids, and they were not thrilled with the Hanukkah presents that Hanukkah Harry brought. He brought socks and pens. So yeah, we talked about that earlier with Hanukkah presents, especially when I was younger, when SNL, when that whole thing was being made, Hanukkah was even less of, it's gotten to be more and more of a big deal, I think, with presents and stuff for the kids, but as I've said before, when I was a kid, you know, we got not always huge presents. They were just little things to unwrap. Let's see, An American Tail. I don't know if that actually covers Hanukkah, but, you know, you got Jewish mice come into the new world, so it's always a good Hanukkah story. I think the Hallmark Christmas Channel, or Christmas movies, they have now sprinkled in maybe 1 or 2 Hanukkah movies, but I don't watch a ton of those, so I'm not 100% sure about that. Let's see, and then music, we already talked about Adam Sandler. Peter, Paul, and Mary have a really, really lovely song that was not originally written as a Hanukkah song, but kind of became a Hanukkah song, and then they rewrote the lyrics a little bit to make it more of a Hanukkah song. So I totally, if you've never heard it before, I totally encourage you to look up Peter, Paul, and Mary singing Light One Candle on YouTube. It's a great song, and it does totally evoke the Hanukkah spirit for me. So yeah, I think that's about all I have as far as like Hanukkah trivia, or not Hanukkah trivia, Hanukkah and pop culture. But I did want to tell you guys this other bit of information. Now, I don't know, I mean, being Jewish means, you know, being a minority, and I don't know if it's like this for every minority out there, or every, you know, ethnicity or whatever, but for me, being Jewish, I really, I like it when I find out that an actor that I like is Jewish, or somebody in the news who does something good is Jewish. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel proud. And the converse is true also when I find out that, you know, that horrible person who committed the crime was Jewish, I feel ashamed. So anyway, along those lines, I thought it was kind of neat when I realized this information. So this list of songs that I'm going to read off to you were all written by Jews. And you're going to recognize this list of songs because they're all playing, you know, 24/7 now. So these songs were all written by Jewish people. White Christmas, Rockin' Round the Christmas Tree, You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch, Santa Baby, Silver Bells, The Christmas Song. That one's, you know, chestnuts roasting on an open fire. That's the Christmas song. Winter Wonderland, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow, It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year, Do They Know It's Christmas, the Band-Aid song, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the story also was written by a Jew, Sleigh Ride, Holly Jolly Christmas, and Silver and Gold. So I find it very interesting that so many of the most popular Christmas songs were written by Jews. And I read a whole article about it, and it, you know, it explained a little bit like why were so many, especially the ones that have been around for a really long time, since like the 30s and 40s and everything, why were so many of them written by Jews? And some of the reasons that they stated, it's pretty interesting. First of all, Christmas songs are lucrative. If you write a popular one, that can set you up for life. So, so that's part of it. It was purely monetary. But this article went on to say that there was, especially back then, people don't realize how much anti-Semitism there was in the world and how much exclusion there was. You know, Jews couldn't get into certain clubs or places or restaurants, or, you know, they just weren't allowed in. And so there was a longing to belong that a lot of these songwriters felt, especially ones that had, you know, either come from Europe or maybe were first generation Americans, and there was a belonging, a wanting to be part of this new country that they were in, that sometimes was denied to them. And a lot of these songs kind of evoke that longing to belong, that longing to be part of a family, that longing to have that celebration. And when I was reading this article, it was talking specifically at one point about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which again is evoking this, you know, reindeer's desire to be accepted by his peers. And in fact, it even has this whole thing with the nose, which, you know, anti-Semitic rhetoric has always, you know, made fun of Jews having big noses or whatever. So, I mean, there's that whole thing that's worked into it. I'm sure you guys are aware. I mean, a lot of the very, very, very famous composers were Jewish. I mean, Irving Berlin, that's where a lot of these songs are. The two brothers who wrote Mary Poppins. Anyway, there's a ton of them. And so it makes sense that a lot of them would be featured on this list. Mel Torme was Jewish. So anyway, I just found it really interesting that this huge list of really wonderful Christmas music, because let's face it, Christmas music is great. you know, even I don't celebrate Christmas music, and yet I know the lyrics to every single carol there is out there, and I hum them along. And, you know, we just don't have Hanukkah music like that. We just don't. Except Peter, Paul, and Mary. So listen to that one. But it kind of makes me feel good to know that so many of them were written by Jews. Whether that makes sense or not, it kind of makes me feel good to know that my people were so creative and created so much beautiful music. So that is my trivia for today, for the end of this Hanukkah season. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned some things that maybe you didn't know before, or found some interesting tidbits of information. And, you know, let me know if there's anything that maybe I didn't talk about, or anything that you might want to know. I mean, I may not know, but I can always look it up and give you guys my take on that. Hey, baby. Really? You want to say hi to the camera? Come here. Come here. Oh, here's my big boy. Yes. Yeah, you made a lot of people laugh yesterday. Yes, you did. Okay. Are we ready to light the candles now? All right. I still have my little cheat sheet here because I am just so afraid that I will blank in the middle of saying the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher Kiddushanu B'mitzvotav Etzivanu V'hadlik ner Shel Hanukkah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Sha'asa nisim levotenu hayamim hahem bazman hazeh. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us to kindle the Hanukkah lights. Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who performed miracles for our forefathers in those days at this season. Happy Hanukkah. Don't they look pretty? I know you guys can't see it to the extent that I can. Okay, I'm gonna try. Does that help? Nope, not at all. Okay. You gotta trust me, it's beautiful. All right. We are now going to open the last of the gifts Oh, and I wanted to show you guys one thing that I got from Luciana. And she had sent me a whole big package of stuff. You'll remember, and one of the things she sent me was that pink light. Well, when she was packing the package up, she said she took the light out of the box to try and be able to fit more stuff in the package. And when she did that, she forgot to put the charging cord in with it. So she sent me a separate little thing with the charging cord. And she also sent these really pretty counting pins with the cord. So I think those are really pretty. And then this is a little pig, which is cute. Little pink piggy. Hanukkah piggy. Okay, so my last two gifts today, I have, this one is from Jennifer Rieker. Hanukkah. You guys have found such really cute cards. Okay. Oh, and there's goodies in here. So there's two flosses, a white and a blue. Very appropriate for Hanukkah. And there's some fabric in here. 18 count Ada. I think this is 18 count white Ada. You guys know I love getting white fabric because I tend to then dye it. So I love getting fabric. And what's this? Another little purple stitched K. Oh my goodness. And it's on this, it's like a flat back. And it's on this sparkly purple fabric. That's so cool. And it's like so funny because it like coordinates great with this other one I got, but they are not the same. Thank you so much. That is really, really pretty. Thank you, Jennifer. And then, last but definitely not least, is from Debbie Lingwood from Florida. Ooh, and she sent me gelt. Oops, I just dropped one. Oh, I'll let that one stay down there for the moment. Ooh, this card is pretty. Oh, okay. So Debbie is Owl and Gator Stitcher. It's so helpful when you guys put your like handle with your name, because I have such a hard time connecting people together. And sometimes I feel like I'm talking to somebody and then, you know, it'll click in my mind that they're, and this, you know, I thought I was talking to two people and I'm talking to the same person. pretty, pretty weeks. And this, oh, boysenberry. I think somebody else sent me something called cranberry. Look, this matches my hair, like almost exactly. Ooh, and needles, more 28s. As I said, I don't think you can ever have too many, especially when you do parking like I do. Ooh, look at this. Okay, so this is a wired ribbon, like a trim. It's gold metallic with the Star of David on it. That is really pretty. So I will have to figure out something to do with that. I've gotten a couple really, really beautiful Hanukkah patterns this year from people. This could be, you know, a nice addition around one of them or as a finishing kind of thing. Or even to make like bows to put on the seasonal tree next year. So thank you very, very much. And you know, I don't want to lose your address. Okay. Okay, that's it for all the gifts this year for me. And I have to say thank you again so much to everybody who sent me something. You have no idea how happy it made me to be able to open things and share the opening with you guys. And I really appreciate all so much. So we still have a giveaway, and I kind of kept what I think is kind of the best for last. I saved the ones that were the very, very most popular ones. So the first giveaway is the Cats in the City. Oops. 4 kits. These are Riolis kits. I really like Riolis. I've said that before. They come with a acrylic and wool thread, I guess. It's not floss. I mean, I guess it's floss. You still use 2 strands and everything, but it's not a separatable kind of thing. You just use the 1 strand and use 2 of them. But they're very rich in color, and I just really like them. So if you're, you know, considering getting a Riolis kit, I think that, yeah, go ahead and go for it, because I really like them. But anyway, so these 4 patterns are going as 1 gift, and they are going to Barbara Dragonflyz. So, Barbara, I need you to contact me with your address information. Okay, and then the last one is this snow globe, Christmas snow globe. It's actually called 1936 Snow Globe, a Butterick pattern, or Butterick kit actually. It comes with the black Ada and all of the pretty Christmassy flosses, and there's some metallic floss in there as well. And as I said before, I think it would be actually really pretty to stitch the snow in here with a toile. I mean, it doesn't come with that, but it's not that hard to get DMC a toile. But this is going to go to Cat Crazy Creations. So Sonia, she has a YouTube channel, a FlossTube channel, and she is cat crazy. She stitches cats, she has cats, she loves cats. So congratulations, Sonia. I'm so happy for you. And I just need to get your address like everybody else's. So that is going to do it for 2020's Hanukkah. Except for my cookie. And there's 2 cookies in here, so I'm going to open both of them. See if we get any good prediction or fortune for the new year. Okay, this says on the first night of Hanukkah we do 3 blessings and on the other nights just 2. You guys know that because I already did that with you. And then our last Hanukkah cookie says, well, the player with the most geld at the end of a game of dreidel is the winner. Well, duh. The person with the most geld at the end of anything is the winner. Right? Yeah. Anyway, thank you guys again for sharing this time with me. You've made this time of year really, really special for me. You've made it easier to deal with, you know, all of the restrictions and then not being able to get together regularly with my family and not being able to see my mom. I mean, all that stuff still makes me kind of bummed out, but it's been better because I've had these videos to plan and film, and you know, now it's going to be time this weekend to put all my Hanukkah stuff away, to put my Hanukkah crown away until next year, and to clean the menorahs and put them in their drawer, and look forward to the new year, to 2021. So I hope that your holiday season and your new year is filled with joy and light and love. And until I see you again, please remember to be content. Yeah. You tell me. You tell them too. Until we see you again, remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. Happy holidays, everybody, from me and from Baggy. Good night.